And we are live. We're back in the house and we're here to do the roundup for Thursday, November 11th. We're going to talk all matches, all results, with the exception of the CONMEBOL games that's happening right now and a bit later. And if I don't do this right now, I won't be able to cover everything. You know what I'm saying? Because last night, I kind of, I went to sleep after 4 in the morning. Well, today, I went to sleep very late because I was up working on some things. And I didn't want to do a late nighter again. So just to, preserve my health, because today I struggled. You know what I'm saying? I really, really struggled, man. So let's round up these games. We're going to talk Asia, Africa, Europe. We're going to talk CONCACAF coming up tomorrow. We're going to talk a little South America, of course, and we're going to have some fun. Now, am I forgetting any confederation? So Asia, South America, Europe, Africa, CONCACAF, and the OFC. We don't really have anything to talk about in terms of the OFC, but yeah. If I bump into anything, I'll share it with you. So, big up to everybody in the chat, man. Let's do this. Let's talk without further delay. We're going to get into these games right about now. So, we're going to talk Asia first, right? Guys, note, I just watched 2 highlights from the games in Asia. I watched the Iran-Lebanon, and I saw the Vietnam-Japan. Didn't get a chance to watch the other highlights because all day, literally since I woke up, I've been watching World Cup qualifiers. I haven't even done anything around the house. I haven't done anything. You see what I'm saying? I hardly got time to eat. My wife had to make me something to eat. That's how busy I've been. So I did get a glimpse of a lot of the games today. The ones in Africa, a few of them in Europe. And I've been really busy, and I put together a neat little package. World Cup Qualifiers Daily, episode 21 with your boy Dom. And we're going to have some fun with these results. So basically what I'm doing, I'm reacting to the results. The results, and we talking permutations. We talking the way the groups are set up. We talking who messed up, who did well, and all that good stuff. You see what I mean? Because, guys, it's impossible. It is impossible to actually watch all the games because there's many games. And on numerous occasions, I took my time, a few hours, and watched the highlights. But I just don't have the time today. So let's do this, man. Let's do this. Let's get into this. So Jordan Hyman is coming in with some information saying Mane is injured. So didn't actually watch the Senegal game because that was actually, dead rubber if you really think about it. They qualified. They struggled. I did tune in when they got that late goal. So let's talk Asia, man. Big up to everybody there. Make sure you guys smash up the thumbs up button for the live stream. We'll definitely appreciate that 100%. All right, so let's go. So we're now in the third round. We're talking Asia. 12 teams grouped into 2 groups of 6. And the top 2 teams will qualify directly. The third place teams go into a playoff round, which is the 4th round. And the winner goes into the Intercontinental Playoffs, where they play a team from either South America or from CONCACAF, most likely. And the winner will move on to Qatar 2022. So, look, we're in the November matches. We're just going to scroll down, and we're going to talk results of today's games. So, Australia, 0. Saudi Arabia, 0. This time, Australia actually played the game on home soil. I actually went to sleep the same time this game started, and I refused to watch it because I'm like, I'm not going to do that to myself. And it was well worth it. You know what I'm saying? 0-0. It was a stalemate with Australia being the more dominant team with 12 shots at goal, 4 on target, 51% of the ball, pretty even with the passing stats and everything. and both teams cancel each other out. Both teams leading the charge in Group B. So in terms of the table, how does that reflect with the table? We scroll down to the bottom. Group B, Saudi Arabia, they're still on top of the group with 13 points as Hervé Renard's men look to book a direct spot to Qatar 2022. It's a Middle Eastern World Cup. They're a Middle Eastern team. They would know the conditions very well, and they absolutely want to be there. Next November, December, the Winter World Cup of Qatar. Australia, they have been doing a stellar job. They have 10 points with a loss, a draw, first draw, and 3 wins. But if you look at the table carefully, Japan are creeping up after a kind of horrible start to proceedings where they lost to Oman, they lost to Saudi Arabia, but they're bouncing back. They did beat Australia and they beat Vietnam today, 1-0. So very dominant performance by Japan against Vietnam, 1-0. And let me just pull up this game on another tab right now. I don't want to mess with this. The FIFA website is weird. And Jonya Ito in the 17th minute, a tap in via a cross by Takumi Minamino, the Liverpool man. Ito did score a second goal, but it was ruled offside as Japan dominated possession with 67%, 13 shots at goal, 5 on target. Vietnam, 6 shots, only 1 on target with 33% of the ball. And they have lost every single game played so far in World Cup qualifiers. That's 5 games, and that's 5 losses for the Vietnam national team. It's fair to say they won't qualify because with Japan, doing well as Australia and Saudi Arabia, even though mathematically Vietnam is still in with a shout, I don't think they'll pick up 15 points from the remaining 5 matches, and Japan, Australia, or Saudi Arabia would all drop enough points to allow them to squeeze back into contention. So it's fair to say Vietnam are pretty much out of it. Good try. They're progressing nicely, but they need some more time, man. You know what I mean? They need some more time. The project is building very well, and they just have to keep pushing. Just got to keep pushing with that one. I did predict a Japan win over Vietnam, and I'll share my predictions with you. I predicted a 3-1 win for Japan, and I predicted a 1-1 draw between Australia and Saudi Arabia. So I pretty much got my predictions correct, but not the correct scoreline, but the prediction itself. The other game between China and Oman ended in a 1-1 draw. I did predict a 0-0 draw for this game. So pretty on point with my predictions, man. I feel good. I honestly feel good about that. I really do feel good about that. So in the 21st minute, Wule scored, and Amjad Al-Hati equalized in the 75th minute for Oman. Pretty even game. China with 12 shots at goal, 3 on target, 44% of the ball. Oman 13 shots at goal, 5 on target, 56% possession. And passing stats pretty, even. 321 passes for China, 70% pass accuracy. 386 passes for Oman, 81% pass accuracy, 10 fouls apiece. And pretty even stuff in Group B there between China and Oman, keeping their World Cup chances alive. So let's just go back down to the table. Let's go back down to the table really quick. And you could see Saudi Arabia, Japan, Australia and Japan leads the charge, right? But Oman, with 7 points, are still very much alive. Very respectable performance so far with 2 wins, a draw, and 2 losses. They have their eye on a direct spot still. They could get a direct spot with Australia only being 3 points ahead, Japan being 2 points ahead in the playoff spot right there. China are not yet dead. They're still pretty much alive. 4 points. Realistically, They could still get a playoff spot. I don't think it's going to happen, but it's football, man. You could see a miraculous turnaround in the final 5 games of this phase of AFC World Cup qualifiers. So, look, pretty predictable stuff if you ask me, because this is what I expected, and it turned out to be just so. Exactly the way I predicted things is how it turned out. And I feel good about that. I really feel good about that. You know what I'm saying? Give me a little bit of credibility there. You feel me? So, yeah, man, I feel great. It sucks when you make predictions and you get them all wrong, but it really feels good when you make predictions and you get them basically right in terms of the results. So that's how Group B looks. And we have 5 more match days to go, and I will talk about match day 6 after I'm done wrapping up Group A. So, which brings us to Group A. That's how Group A looks after match day 5. And let's go through each and every game. So, let's scroll back up. Let's get back to the games, and we're going to go through the results from today's matches. So, Lebanon 1, Iran 2. My prediction for this game, I predicted a 1-0 win for Iran over Lebanon. This was a very, very good game. Just saw the highlights for this one. And Iran almost lost this game. When I tell you almost lost. Against the runner play, Hassan Ali Saad scored in the 37th minute for Lebanon. They were at home. And it took Iran until extra time for Sada Azmoun to toe poke one after Lebanon failed to deal with, a dangerous ball, and a deflected Azmoun shot slapped in by Ahmad Nurul Lahi in the 95th minute. So last minute stuff, last ditch stuff, desperation stuff there for Iran as they pick up a big 3 points, even in the absence of their star striker Mehdi Taremi. I even saw Ali Reza Beranvan made a terrible mistake, almost cost Iran a second goal, but they held on. It was a very one-sided game that Lebanon almost won. They almost won it. And when I say one-sided, I mean Iran were the more dominant of the two teams. 21 shots at goal, 5 on target, 73% of the ball. So basically, Lebanon were always on the back foot. They were always the underdogs in this game. They never qualified for the World Cup, and the Cedars have put on a very respectable showing so far in AFC World Cup qualifiers in the 3rd round. They had 4 shots at goal, 1 on target. That 1 goal that they scored, that's the only shot on target. They only had 27% of the ball. So they did well enough to take the game, all the way to 90 minutes with them in the lead. But then in extra time is where they lost it. So just a little bit more concentration needed there for Lebanon. And most likely they would end up ruining that last 5 minutes of that game, because 3 points there would have been huge for Lebanon if you ask me. Because we scroll back down to the table. Lebanon, they have 5 points. They lost the game. That would have taken them up to 8 points, and that would have kept Iran on 10 points, right? So Lebanon, even though they're in the playoff spot right now, which is still very much up for grabs, they would have loved to walk away with a point from this fixture. So that's a big opportunity missed there. But Iran, they're flying high, just like Saudi Arabia. They're 13 points and basically have 1 foot into Qatar 2022. So congrats to Team Melly. I did predict them to win the game. So we move on to the next game. Let's talk about the next game here. And that's the game between Korea Republic and United Arab Emirates. 1 goal in the game scored by Hwang Hee-chan. What was my prediction for this one? A 1-0 win to Korea Republic. So that's 5 out of 6 results I got right so far, which is pretty swell. You know what I'm saying? Listen, pretty swell. Love it. I feel good. Damn good, man. Predictions on point. Hwang Hee-chan with a penalty in the 36th minute. Dominant. When I say dominant, I mean dominant performance by South Korea. 22 shots at goal, 6 on target. Very wasteful though. 61% of the ball compared to 4 shots at goal for the UAE. 1 on target, 39% of the ball. It was a one-sided affair, and I expected it to be so. And South Korea romped to a 1-0 victory. You take a look at the table and see how this reflects on the table. See how it affects the table. South Korea, 11 points. That's a 6-point gap between themselves and Lebanon. That's a lot of breathing room. A lot of breathing room there. And judging, from the teams that they have to play coming up, it's safe to say that, South Korea and Iran are going to qualify for the World Cup from this group. The big question now is who's going to take the playoff spot. The UAE, they have been lackluster. They are yet to win a game. Only 3 points. Syria are still in with a shout with 2 points. Iraq with 4 points. And Lebanon with 5. So those 4 teams are going to scrap it out, just like over in Group B, where Oman and Japan and maybe China are going to fight for that 3rd place spot. But before I get to this one, I just have a feeling Japan might leapfrog Australia, and Australia might, scrap it out with the likes of Oman and China. So that's how it might just end up, because Australia seems to be losing a bit of steam there. But before we do talk about all those permutations, let's just touch on the last game, and that's the game between Iraq and Syria. My prediction, a 1-1 draw. I got every single prediction correct. All predictions in terms of the results for Asia. Listen, man. Listen. I feel great. What could I say? Man? That was awesome in terms of my analysis of what would go down in AFC World Cup qualifiers, man. Let me stop bragging. Though. But it feels damn good though. How did I do this? How did I do it? Let's just leave it right there. Maybe I have a crystal ball somewhere over here. Crystal ball. Anyways, yeah, man. Yeah, so look, 1-1 draw. As you see, that's how it affects the table. Syria at the bottom, still alive for a playoff spot, I think. UAE, Iraq, 4 points, and Lebanon 5 points. So that's how it looks, man. That's how it looks. But Iran and South Korea should run away with this group. Over in Group B, Australia, Japan, and Saudi Arabia will scrap it out for the top spots over here, where the top 2 teams qualify for Qatar 2022. So the fact that it's Middle Eastern World Cup, you want to have, as many, well, not you, but the Middle Eastern teams would love to qualify. You see what I mean? Oman would love to be there. Saudi Arabia, of course, would love to be there. And you go over to this group where it's all Middle Eastern teams with the exception of Korea Republic. You know what I'm saying? It's a scrap to the death. But only 4 teams qualify directly, and 1 would go into the playoffs. So that's my roundup of Asian World Cup qualifiers for match day 5. We take a look at what's coming up in match day 6, which will be next week, Tuesday the 16th of November. Vietnam take on Saudi Arabia, bottom versus top. Lebanon will take on the UAE. That will be a very, very scrappy game between those 2 teams. China take on Australia, which could end up being a mismatch. Iraq take on Korea Republic. That would be a tricky fixture for Korea Republic, but I think they might just navigate it over in Qatar. Oman take on Japan for the rematch, where Japan did lose their first game to Oman. It's the replay of the first, match day 1 fixtures that's coming up on match day 6. And Syria take on the Islamic Republic of Iran. So thank you very much. Thank you very much for listening. All the best to all the teams. May the best 4 teams go through. And all the best to the 5th team going through to the Inter-Confederation playoffs. What are you guys saying in the chat, man? Big up to everybody in here, man. Appreciate you. Big up to El Don Chicken Man, who says he's doing homework and listening to Dominic Rich. Awesome, awesome. Mr. Ali Reza, who says football in Asia is Middle East plus Japan and Korea, Australia. It's not even real Asian. Okay. It is Asia. People may think Asia, when you say Asian, you're thinking Chinese, Japanese, Korean looking people. It's all over Asia, man. You feel me? It's all over Asia. Even part of Russia is in Asia, basically. Kazakhstan, Turkey, all these places, Israel, all these places is Asia, if you really look at it. Big up to the boy Johnny Longs in the house. I think even if Japan comes in 3rd, they will still make it to the World Cup. Yeah, pretty much, man, pretty much. But you never know, though. You don't want to, you know, chance your luck there. Over in CONMEBOL right now, Ecuador are leading Venezuela a 1-0. I did predict a 2-1 win for Ecuador. That would put Ecuador in a really strong position to qualify. I did see my boy Alejandro Loaiza in here. You still in here, Mr. Loaiza? How are you feeling? You still in here? But big up to everybody, man. Zachary in the house, Palomo, Luman, you. Everybody who's leaving comments right now, man. Mr. Adnan Al-Naja in here. Mr. Arab Dalal, how are you doing? Iran will go through unbeaten till the end. Yeah, man. Yeah. Thank you very much for listening there. That's my recap of Asia. I won't be sharing any articles with you guys today. I'm not prepared in terms of articles. I said I don't want to draw the stream out super long today. You feel me? I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. So I didn't prepare anything, you know, yet. Maybe towards the end of the stream, I could actually touch on some things that I have saved. But let's get through the nitty-gritty of the content right now, and that's talking about the results, and that's, you know, just talking about how things stand in the groups, in all the confederations. So with that being said, guys, we are going to move on, and we are going to move on to Africa. So if there's any African football fans in here right about now, we're going to talk about your confederation. You know, I found this really nice tune last night, man. You know, I'm always sourcing tunes, you know what I'm saying? I have this thing called Epidemic Sound that I pay about, can't even remember how much I pay for it every month, but about $15 or so. And I found this really nice beat, man. It's hard, you know what I'm saying? And for those of you guys who appreciate the background music, you like this one. You like this one. You see what I mean? So in the meantime, in between time, let's scroll up and let's get to the African section. You know, let's go. CAF. Guys, do you know CAF and AFC has the same letters? A, CF. See what I mean? So let's go. So Africa, 54 teams started. 14 teams got eliminated. Got down to 40 teams. 10 groups of 4. Only the group winners from the 10 groups would move on to the next round. Split into 2. 5 versus 5. Top ranked versus lower ranked. And the winner takes all to Qatar. 5 teams qualify. So we are now in round 2. And we're going to recap the games that happened today. We had matches from groups E, G, H, and J. And some of the groups are shaping up very nicely after today's matches. So it's going to be fun talking about Africa, man. We got results. And what I'm going to be doing right now, after I'm done with the results, I'll give you predictions for tomorrow's matches where we have games from Group A, F, and I. All right, so without further ado, let's get into these fixtures right about now. Let's do this once again. Thanks for tuning in. Big up to everybody. Make sure you guys like the video. Let's get the stream up to 50 thumbs up as soon as possible. ASAP. Let's go. Let's go, guys. Don't forget, today's stream is brought to you by the lovely folks over at Manscaped, who are the best in below the waist grooming. Manscaped offers precision engineered tools for your family jewels, and they just launched the 4.0 generation, fourth generation trimmer, the Lawnmower 4.0. You heard that right, the 4.0. Join over 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped, and with this exclusive offer, for 20% off, use the coupon code Dominic Rich to get yourself 20% off plus free shipping worldwide. Trust me, your balls will thank you. All right, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. You know, kind of screw that up a little, but it's all good. It is all good, man. You know what I mean? No man's perfect, not even myself. And we're going to talk the first set of games in November, match day 5 from groups E, G, H, J, and preview the games from, well, predict the games in A, F, and I. Let's see how many I got right. All right, so let's scroll down to the November matches right now. All right, a lot of games to go through, a lot of content to actually cover. All right, so let's talk, man. Let's talk. So we're going to start from Group E. Let's do this in alphabetical order. Uganda versus Kenya. It finished in a 1-1 draw. My prediction was a 1-1 draw, and I did tune into this game towards the back end of the match. And in this match, Michael Olunga scored for Kenya in the 61st minute. And Fahad Bayo equalized in the 89th minute because of a goalkeeping error. Horrible error by the goalkeeper where he was messing around. The ball was passed back to him. He took a few touches and he got the ball stolen from him by Mr. Fahad Bayo, who put it into the back of the net. And I think if VAR was present in Africa, maybe they would have looked at it and said, nah, the goalkeeper had the ball already. And he was just a bit too casual, though, and allow the Ugandan striker to, you know, just run down and steal the ball away from him. And that game ended in a 1-1 draw. Not a great result for Uganda, as it's not enough for them to catch Mali, who did pick up a win in their game against Rwanda like I predicted. So 1-1 prediction I made for that game. It ended in a 1-1 draw as well. And Uganda on 9 points could only get a maximum of 12, which means that Uganda have been eliminated from World Cup qualifiers. And it means that Kenya and Rwanda have also been eliminated. And Mali, the team I picked to go through to the next round, are through. And that comes after a brilliant 3-0 win against Rwanda on the road. So my prediction for that one was a 2-0 win for Mali. But they were pretty much gifted this win, man. Pretty much gifted the win. Come down, scroll down to that game right there. 3-0 to Mali over Rwanda. And it was a walk in the park. It was too easy. Early red card in the 8th minute for Bizimana. Denial of a clear goal scoring opportunity. And then Musa Jenepo's powerful shot was pushed onto the post by the goalkeeper, and it went into the back of the net. Ibrahima Kone in the 20th minute from a defensive error. Horrible back pass to the keeper, and the keeper tried to pick back out the player and pass the ball to Kone, who did the rest. And late in the match, Khalifa Koulibaly in the 88th minute to secure Mali's place into the final round of African World Cup qualifiers, where they are definitely going to go up against one of the big guns. Maybe a Senegal, an Algeria, a Morocco. Who knows who they're going to play? We don't know yet. The draw will be on December 18th, the last time I checked. And it's going to be fight to the death next year. But congratulations to Mali. I do want them to qualify because if they do qualify, they will be a debutant at the World Cup. And I love debutants. We absolutely love us some debutants. You see what I'm saying? We love some debutants. So all the best to Mali. They have a really nice squad, man. I like the Malian squad. Really like the Malian squad. Very talented players. A couple Adama Traores in there. Musa Genepo. They have guys like Musa Marega. You know what I mean? They have a lot of guys who weren't involved on the day, but they have a lot of talent that they could actually call up. Musa Dumbia. You have the likes of Diade Samaseku, who plays in the Bundesliga. You have Amadou Haidara, Leipzig player. And they just have a very, very deep squad. And you got to keep your eye on this Malian team. Got to keep your eye on the Malian team. So, also, we got to give some shout-outs to Mohamed Magasuba, the current head coach. Not many people talk about the head coaches, but you got to give Magasuba some credit here. A lot of credit. I don't know him that well, but he is the current Malian head coach. So, got to give it to Mr. Mohamed Magasuba. All the best, man. All the best. As for Rwanda, good try. Come better next time. Come better next time. Look, we go down to the groups, right? Let's go down to the groups. You guys could see how it reflects on the group right there. Group E. Let's go down to Group E. Mali are through. 13 points. 1 match to go. Uganda still unbeaten. So very good effort by Uganda, the Cranes, but not good enough. Not good enough, but still very respectable. 9 points. Kenya with 3. Kenya actually they did the dumbest thing you could ever think about, right? They started proceedings out with 2 draws and then sacked the manager, brought in an old manager, some chubby dude, and lost 2 games in October and then draw this one. So, yeah, they're responsible for their own downfall, if you ask me. And Rwanda with 1 point. So, congrats to Mali again. Congrats. I want Mali to qualify. Something in me just want Mali to qualify. I'm really fed up of seeing the same old teams all the time at the World Cup, man. Let's get something new. Let's get a few stars from something like that happening, because that's how, you know, players like Emmanuel Adebayor back in 2006, Drogba was, you know, really introduced to the entire world, and a few other players, man, you know. So 2006 was a good year for African World Cup, African football in terms of debutants, and hopefully we could see a few more debutants this time around. It's going to be very difficult for the weaker teams, I should say, for the lack of better words right now, like Mali, when they come up against the quality of an Algeria, Morocco, teams that have that World Cup pedigree, a Senegal, a Nigeria, if they do make it to the next round. So with that being said, let's move on to Group G. Group G, very interesting right now, man. Very interesting stuff going on in Group G, where there will be a fight to the death on Sunday between South Africa and Ghana, where South Africa did beat Ghana in the first round. So let's go back up here. Let's go right back up. And South Africa 1, Zimbabwe 0. What was your prediction, Dom? South Africa 1, Zimbabwe 0. So I actually well, wait. Let me not know. I predicted a 2-1. So pardon me. I'm lying there. 2-1. I predicted. South Africa still won the game. And in this game, let me just, let you know who scored this game. Teboho Mokoena in the 26th minute. And that was the game's only goal. Very dominant performance by South Africa, to say the least. And they have been a quality team during World Cup qualifiers. It's a sin that they did not qualify for the African Cup of Nations that's coming up in January, but they may, they're making waves during World Cup qualifiers. And that's Africa for you. Very, very volatile, very, very unpredictable. So big 3 points for South Africa, and they stay on top of the table. 13 points. 13 points. 3 points ahead of Ghana, who I don't understand Ghana, man. You see what I'm saying? They brought back Milovan Rayevac in charge of the team, and they done gone and drop points to Ethiopia. I don't even mean to click this, but I gotta click it. 1-1. 1-1. Gotta do better than that, Ghana. Gotta do better than that. So they did score first in this game. Did score first. Andre Ayew in the 22nd minute, but Gatane Kebede, big up to a boy Betel Kebede, his relative there, and it was a good breakaway, good period of play for Ethiopia. I was actually watching this game, and it was a banger of a goal by Gatane Kebede, the captain, and they held on for the draw. Brilliant stuff by Ethiopia, who did show promising signs despite being eliminated from World Cup qualifiers already. So with that draw, Ghana are on 10 points. Let's just scroll down to the group. Let's go back and scroll down to the group there, Group G, and let you guys. You see, I actually hate this website. You know, I hate this. I hate this website with a passion. Hate it, absolutely hate it, guys. So yeah, let's scroll back down to the groups right now, and we're gonna talk a bit about Group E here. Let's go. Group E. Right. So, Group E. Not Group E, pardon me, Group G. Group G. Sorry, Group G. South Africa, 13 points. Ghana on 10 points. Ethiopia with 4 points. And Zimbabwe with 1. Which leaves us one important game left in this group. The game that's coming up on Sunday at 2 p.m. between Ghana and South Africa. On Sunday, I'm planning to do like a mega watch along, so I really want to just be live while all of this are going on to see who gets eliminated. It will be at home for Ghana. They have to win. They have to win the game. And if you look at their goal difference is a +3. South Africa's goal difference is a +5, which means that Ghana, they got to win the game by, let's say, at least 2 goals. 2 goals. Because if they end up having 2 goals would give South Africa a +3 goal difference, and it will give Ghana +5. If they do win the game by 1-0, they will have the same goal difference, and Ghana would actually go through on goals scored, the most goals scored, which will be 7 compared to 6 for South Africa. So a 1-0 win or a 2-0 win would give Ghana the edge. A 2-1 win could also, a 2-1 win could also work. Definitely. Let me see. Yeah, 2-1 win could work as well. They just have to win by a margin of 1 goal. That'll work. A margin of 1 goal, and they are through to the next round. But it's their own fault that they are in this position, because, look, anywhere you put it, when you really think about it, if they had won the game against Ethiopia, they would have been on 12 points, and the draw would not have been good enough. So anywhere you put it, they needed a win against South Africa because of the loss they picked up against South Africa, who are still unbeaten in the group. So pretty tense stuff in Group G, and let's see how this one works out. But congrats to both teams going into the final match day with still a chance. Hard luck to Ethiopia and Zimbabwe. So with that being said, guys, we're going to move on to the next group, and that's Group H, where Senegal have already qualified. So let's just go to Group H right now. They drew their game today against Togo, a 1-1 affair. And I did tune in to see the final goal of the game, which was a last-ditch effort for Senegal. They almost lost the game, but scored in the final minute of the match through Habib Diallo. So Pape Abou Cissé, an own goal in the 41st minute. well, the 45th minute extra time, first minute of first half extra time for Togo. And Habib Diallo with a very good goal, man. Very good individual goal. Ball flicked on for him. He ran to the out-rushing goalkeeper and flicked it over his head into the back of the net. Senegal remain unbeaten so far in the group. So, look, I heard someone did mention something about Mane and an injury. I don't know too much about that, but he did come off. So, maybe that's the case. Not 100% sure about Sadio Mane there because I did not watch the full game. Didn't watch the full game. So what I'm going to do right now is just do a quick search. Okay, so there's something that says breaking Liverpool Sadio Mane injured on international duty. And there's an update here 26 minutes ago from the Liverpool Echo. So what we're going to do, we're going to take a quick look at that one. Let's take a quick look at that one. Because this is very important in terms of the Premier League. Sadio Mane injury latest as Senegal boss gives update on Liverpool star. So, article reads, Liverpool were handed a fresh injury scare after Sadio Mane went off injured for Senegal earlier this evening. Senegal coach Aliou Cissé has revealed that Sadio Mane injury is not a serious one, and that the Liverpool forward was taken off as a precaution. All right, so that's all we need to know. Let's go back. That's all we need to know about Sadio Mane. Nothing else needed to know because it's just for precautionary reasons. So he's fine. Don't get scared, Liverpool fans. Premier League ain't over yet for you. All right, cheer up. It's not over. It's not over till it's over, man. See what I'm saying? No, you worried about the African Cup of Nations and all, but it ain't over. It ain't over. It ain't over. Let's just go back down to the table really quick, man. A lot of things. This website is so stupid, man. I can't stop saying it. Dumbest website, man. I don't know. It's so clunky. Way too clunky. So, Group H, Senegal, top in the group. Togo with 5 points. Good draw for them. Namibia and Congo played to a 1-1 draw. And my prediction for this group was Namibia to beat Congo 2-1 and Senegal to beat Togo 3-1. So I didn't get my predictions right. Both games ended in draws, but not a bad prediction. Anyways, if you ask me, can't get them all right. And just to touch on the other game before we move on, Namibia versus Congo. Peter Shaluli scored Peter Shalulile in the 42nd minute for Namibia, and Guy Mbenza in the 54th minute for Congo. A point apiece, but both teams have been eliminated already as Senegal are the team going through from this group. Which brings us to the final group that we have to recap. A very, very interesting group, and that is Group J. So let's move over to Group J, where Benin are on top this group right about now. I did predict Benin to beat Madagascar 2-0. And the game ended in a 2-0 win for Benin. So pretty quality predictions there made by your boy Dom. Awesome stuff. Awesome. So in the game between Benin and Madagascar, Jodel Dosu in the 44th minute, Steve Mounier in the 79th minute. There was an incident in this game where a Madagascar player headbutted a Benin player after he threw the ball into his midriff, and the referee didn't send off the Benin player. If you check my channel, there's a clip of that in a YouTube short that I did. Pretty funny stuff, so go check it out and let me know, what you think there. So, good stuff for Benin as they on top the table. They are also potential debutants. They're potential debutants, and it brings us to the next game in the group where Congo DR beat Tanzania 3-0. I predicted a 1-1 draw for this match. Tanzania, very poor performance, but a respectable performance nevertheless overall, where they picked up 7 points. But they're out of it. They're really out of it, and they play Madagascar in a dead rubber on the final match day there because their goal difference is not good enough. And even if they win the game, there will be a result of some sort in the Benin-Congo game. And Benin could either go up to 11 points or they could go up to 13 or Congo go up to 11 where Tanzania cannot get more than 10 points. So Tanzania out, Madagascar are out. I've been really disappointed in Madagascar after their impressive showing at the 2019 African Cup of Nations, but I don't know, they're regressing a bit. So Benin, the Squirrels of Benin, they have looked really good. I gotta put it out there. The Leopards of Congo DR, they have tried. They have been a bit, lackluster if you ask me. They are the favorites in the group to come through, but I think it's going to be very difficult to get past Benin here on the final match day. Let me let you know where these two teams meet each other. On Sunday, 8 a.m. 8 a.m. I want to get up early to watch this game as well and do a watch along for this one too. That'll be fun. A few other games will be playing at that time as well. And I wanna be part of that. I wanna, just because, you gotta grind, man. I just wanna be part of that. So the game between Congo and Tanzania. In this game, Gael Kakuta from Chelsea Phenom, bright, prospect, never really turned out to be the player he could have been, but still doing his thing in this day and age. Scored in the 6th minute. Idumba Fasika in the 66th. And Ben Malanga in the 85th as Congo DR run to a convincing 3-0 victory. I got to give a lot of credit here to Hector Cooper. Hector Cooper was the man who took Egypt to the World Cup in 2018. And, he's looking good. He's looking good with the Congo DR. But Benin, definitely the team making waves in this group. Definitely. So for Benin, the man in charge of Benin goes by the name of Michael Dusayer, and he's a Frenchman. So, gotta give shout outs to Mikel, not Michael, sorry. Mikel Dusayer, 62-year-old French manager. All right. So he's managed a few African teams already, so he knows his thing. So that's what it boils down to. The game between Benin and the game, between Benin and Congo DR. All Benin needs is a draw, and they are through. So good luck to Benin. And this game will be a road game for Benin. So they have all the odds stacked up against them. But look, I do have some confidence in Benin to get something from the game. I would actually like to see them get something. Congo DR, they played around with things back in 2018, and it seems like they're about to do so once again. So that'll be it. That'll be it for my recap of the games today and how it affects each group. But before we do move on to the predictions for tomorrow's games, I'd like to take the time to shout out everybody in the chat right about now. Big up to Mr. XBL here. Chase Athletics, thank you for continuing to be a member of the channel. Appreciate that. Big up to Nicholas Bauer. Johnny Long's in the house. Tanzania out, definitely. And Chase Athletics says, Shalu Lile plays for Sundowns in South Africa. We have big up to Mr. Nkomo Zulu here. FIFA's website is low-key hell. Tell me about it, man. Big up to the boy Jordan Hyman, AD, Lou Manu, El Don, the chicken man in here, who says there's nothing chicken about him. Big up to Jake Hale. Everybody in here, man. Football fair in the house, man. Oh, my God. Who says that's why South Africa really needed another goal today? Yeah, because of the goal difference, man. Yeah. Nah, they need one goal because Ghana advances on goals scored. Yeah, one goal. One goal does it. One goal does it. Yeah, I did correct myself there. So, yeah, man. Big up to everybody in the chat, man. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure you smash up the thumbs up button. We need 17 more likes 17 more. Big up to the obvious girl who says, oh my God, came at the right time. Go Congo, I enjoyed the match. Why are you rooting for Benin? I'm not rooting for Benin. I'm just saying, yeah, I would actually like to see them qualify because of just something fresh, man. Something fresh. So Angel is asking, Dom, Brazil tonight, are you watching? I do want to watch. That's why I'm here right now doing this live stream to get through these games so that I don't have to do it later when the South American matches are playing. Ecuador leads Venezuela as I expected, a goal to nil in the 89th minute. That game is right in front of me. I'm not paying attention to every single detail, but there's another game coming up at 6 o'clock as well that I also want to tune into while I'm still live, because I'm going to take my time and I'm going to go through each and every one of these results today and talk about the matches that's coming up tomorrow, where I have chosen to talk CONCACAF in this live stream as well, because today I was too tired to take the time to put together a video. I haven't even gone outside today, guys. I didn't leave the house today. That's what's been going on right now. So Paraguay play Chile, and then Brazil play Colombia at 7:30. So by then I should be wrapped up with the live stream already. So yeah, man, big up to the boy Ilyas Abdi in the house here. So let's talk predictions, man. Let's talk predictions. If you guys have any predictions for the games coming up in Africa tomorrow, get ready to share them with me on World Cup Qualifiers Daily number 21. Guys, remember, I'll be live every single day this weekend, next week, as long as there's World Cup qualifiers. I don't even have a bearing on the schedule. Just know I'm going to be live every day. Rain, sun, shine, snow, sleet, earthquake, hurricane, you name it. I'm going to be here in the hospital, anywhere. I'm going to come. Maybe not, but you get the point. So, look. Let's start the games coming up tomorrow. Let's just scroll up here. Let's start the games coming up tomorrow, and then we'll take a look at the table. All right, so we got games in Group A, F, and I. So let's go. Group A, right there. That's the games right there. Djibouti take on Algeria. Listen, this one could get very, very, very ugly. What happened the first time these two teams met? Wasn't it 8-0? Wasn't it 8-0 for Algeria? So, yeah, it could get very ugly. So, Ecuador, it seems, have scored another goal, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe not. Maybe not. But anyways, Djibouti, Algeria. So, Djibouti has been put to the sword so far. 8-0 against Algeria, 4-2 against Niger, 4-0 against Burkina Faso, 2-0 against Burkina Faso, and they have really been battered and slapped up so far. I'm predicting 7-0 Djibouti versus Algeria. I think this game will be in Egypt. This game will definitely be in Egypt. There was some controversy over where this game was going to be played, but it ended up being in Egypt. I think Djibouti wanted the game played in Egypt. Remember, Djibouti sacked their manager last month, and I didn't actually take time to check who they hired, to be honest. I really didn't. So I'm just going to check that out right now, who they hired. It's not that important, but it still says Julian Mete is in charge. I don't know why, but they did sack him. So the Wikipedia page isn't updated yet, unless they appointed him again. Unless they appointed him again. Nah, they sacked him, but it's still listed as Julian Mete in charge. Don't know why, but I really don't know why. So there's an article on Supersport that says Djibouti out to shock high-flying Algeria. Best believe that's not going to happen, okay? That is not going to happen. So, yeah, man, I don't see anything right now on the coach. Really don't see anything right now on the coach. Guys, let me know if you know anything about that. Might just be an interim coach in charge right now, but I don't see anything on that one right about now. So, Football Fair, do you know anything about that right now? So, an interim manager from the local league has been hired, says Elias Abdi. Thank you very much, but it's not updated yet anywhere. You know what I'm saying? I don't see it updated anywhere, man. No updates. Not important. Who cares about Djibouti, right? I shouldn't say things like that, but it's true. It is true, though. It is true. Nobody cares, man. Algeria 7, Djibouti 0. Burkina Faso versus Niger. I'm going to go for Burkina Faso to beat Niger 4-0. Niger won't be such a pushover, but I think Burkina Faso is going to set it up nicely for their game that's coming up between them and Algeria. It would be crazy, though. It would be absolutely crazy if Burkina Faso just squeezed past Algeria with a 1-0 win. You know what I mean? An own goal or something. That'd be nuts. That'd be absolutely nuts. So, they did beat Niger 4-2 back in September. So, keep that one in mind. 4-2. Algeria and Burkina Faso play on Tuesday, November 16th, 11 a.m. Mark that date. That's going to be potential final, a shootout for the first place in this group. So good luck. Good luck to both teams there. Let's scroll down to the table. I know Africa is taking some time, but we're going to give each confederation a time it deserves. All right? We're not in any rush here. That's not that type of stream. We're not rushing things. All right, let's go over to the group. Group A, all the way back to Group A. And Algeria and Burkina Faso, you see tied on points. Goal difference, you know, a draw won't favor Burkina Faso against Algeria, so they need to win. They have to win. Niger and Djibouti are out. So both teams win tomorrow. They go up to 13 points apiece, and they fight to the death next Tuesday. Ecuador have beaten Venezuela 1-0, and Ecuador go up to 20 points, man. They cannot be caught. They cannot be caught, so they would end the match day in third. Colombia has 12 points. They play Brazil. Uruguay has 12 points. They play Argentina, and that's a good situation for Ecuador right there, where they might just end up with at least a 3-point cushion going into match day 14. So I'm rooting for Ecuador. I want them to qualify directly there. But look, let's move on to the Group F. Let's go on to Group F, where we have games between Gabon and Libya, and Angola will play Egypt. Group F. Let's just go to the table. Let's not go up to the fixtures. Doesn't really matter. You guys need to see what the table looks like. Egypt on 10 points. And look, Libya not out of it yet. Libya not out of it, but they don't have a good goal difference. They would need Egypt to lose their remaining games and for them to win their remaining games. I don't think a win and a draw would do. Egypt would need to lose really bad. Egypt would need to lose very, very bad for Libya to pass them on goal difference. So Libya would need to win both their remaining matches, where they have already played Egypt and lost both their games. So Libya would need to beat Gabon and Angola and hope that Gabon beat Egypt and Angola beat Egypt. And I doubt this is going to happen in this group right now. Gabon versus Libya. I'm going for Libya to beat Gabon. They did beat Gabon the first time they met. And I'm going for them to do it again. 2-1. Gabon has been very disappointing. So 2-1 for Libya versus Gabon. And the game between Egypt and Angola, I'm going to go for Egypt to win 2-0. And once they win that game, they would actually qualify for the final round. So Egypt into the final round ahead of Libya, Gabon, and Angola. This is not the most favorite format for Egypt, as back in 2014, they did get through to the final round unscathed. and then lose, so it could happen again. But for Egypt's sake, hopefully for them it doesn't happen. So, they have Mo Salah and El Neni and Co playing for them. So, let's see how they fare. Plus, they have roped in Carlos Queiroz, very experienced manager who would actually, quell the jitters. And I know Football Pharaoh has a lot of jitters right now in terms of Egypt into the last round there. So, yeah, man. Yeah. So, that's what's up in that group. And I think Egypt are going to go through. Libya are going to come in second. Gabon third. Angola last in the group. So, yeah. Pretty much. Not going to get too deeper into this group at all. Pretty straightforward. And the last group here for the tomorrow's games, we have Group I, where Morocco have already sealed their place into the next round. And it's pretty much dead rubbers tomorrow. Guinea versus Guinea-Bissau. I'm going for 1-1 draw. Morocco versus Sudan. I'm going for Morocco to beat Sudan 3-0. And Morocco currently managed by Vahid Halid Hodzic. And him and the boy Hakim Ziyech does not get along. So Hakim Ziyech is pretty much frozen out of the Moroccan international team these days. He wasn't born in Morocco anyway, so yeah, it's what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. He's a Dutchman. But yeah, congrats to Morocco. Let's see who they get in the final round. So that'll do it for Africa, guys. That will do it for African Confederation. What are you guys saying in the chat right now? Big up to the boy Ricky Grimshaw in the house. All right, sir. Garrett Southgate. How are you, Ricky? Nice to see you. Chase Athletics, Nucleus of Al Ali and Zamalek and Pyramids play for Egypt. Yeah, you're absolutely right. That guy, Ayub Al-Kabi, has been doing well. And just to give testament to that, if we go down to the top scorers, you'll see him right there. Ayub Kabi, 4 goals for Morocco. Oh, yeah, he does play for Morocco, right? He does play in Egypt, I mean, right? That Ayub Kabi guy does play for an Egyptian team, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong, but yeah. I think I'm getting mixed up here. But I think he does play in Egypt. Ibrahim Akone with 5 goals. Islam Simani with 6. So, yeah, I did get a little confused there. I don't know why. Did get a little confused. So, big up to the boy K. Sidibe in the house. How are you doing? Football Forever says we'll make the playoffs, but the real hard work begins then because we likely won't be seeded. So, yeah, man. Yeah, so it's going to be tough. And with that being said, let's just take a quick look at the FIFA rankings, man. Where the FIFA rankings at? Where the FIFA rankings? The FIFA rankings is somewhere on this site. Somewhere on this site, but because the site is so weird, I can't find it. You see what I mean? Can't find it. Somewhere. Probably right in front of my face. But FIFA rankings. Alright, let's find this FIFA rankings really quick. And you guys could see what Football Fair is actually talking about in terms of being seeded or not. So, Senegal, Tunisia, Morocco, Algeria, Nigeria, Egypt. Egypt would actually need one of Tunisia, Algeria, or Nigeria not to go through to the final round for them to be seeded. Am I right, Football Pharaoh? And then there will be the seeded team, 5th seeded team. Senegal, number 1 in Africa. Tunisia, number 2. Morocco, 3. Algeria, 4th. Nigeria, 5th. And Egypt, 6th. So only if one of these top teams there misses out on the next round, Egypt would end up playing one of the lower ranked teams. But if these top 5 teams do make it to the final round, they will come up against Egypt. One of them will play Egypt. And Egypt versus Morocco or Tunisia. Ooh, Algeria. Ooh, that would be a good one. North African derby there. But I don't know if it's going to end up being like that. They might rig the draw and put Egypt against maybe Senegal or Nigeria. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? They might do something like that. Just want to put it out there. So that's how the standings look. You have Ghana, you have Ivory Coast, Cameroon. They won't be seeded. Mali won't be seeded. Burkina Faso or South Africa, even a Congo DR, and even a Benin down in 83rd won't be seeded. So that's how it is. So for Benin, for these teams to qualify, it would take, a big effort. So we're going to move on, guys. We're going to move on. And with that being said, let me tune into my other game that have already started in CONMEBOL. The Chile, I think that's Chile, Paraguay, right? Chile, Paraguay. Let me tune into that one really quick if I could find a stream. Yeah, Paraguay, Chile. All right, I tuned into that game. 4th minute, 0-0 so far. Hosted by Paraguay under new manager, Charlotte. All right, so let us move on. And with that being said, guys, we're going to go over to the UEFA website. We're going to go over to the UEFA website where we're going to talk Europe. And we're going to predict tomorrow's games. And then I have to talk CONCACAF. CONCACAF. Don't forget about CONCACAF. All right. I didn't do a separate video for CONCACAF because of time constraints and because of fatigue. You know what I mean? Went on a long vacation last week. And, well, it wasn't so long. It was 5 days. But it is what it is. So let's start with Group A here. Let's start with Group A, where Portugal kind of messed up and set up things on the final match day where they only need a draw at home in Lisbon against Serbia, who are looking good. They beat Qatar 4-0 on the day with guys like Jovic and Vlahovic on fire these days in the national team setup. There's been a lot of exciting games today in Europe. I didn't get a chance to go and watch all the highlights, but I did tune into some of the games, here and there. Not a big deal. I'm not required to watch all the highlights. You see what I mean? Because we only talking results and how the groups stand and everything. We're not analyzing each and every game here. That's not the type of... It's not a tournament. If it was a tournament, it's a different thing. So less games in a tournament. These are a whole lot of games to talk about. And I'm talking about what? About 12 games, man. You know what I mean? What is that? 3... Yeah, a lot of games, man. About a lot of games. Too many games. 10 games. 10 games. That's a lot of games to watch at the same time, right? So let's start with Group A, where Portugal and the Republic of Ireland played to a 0-0 draw. Portugal, very dominant, but for some reason, I don't understand why they find it so hard to break down teams with the quality that they possess. It's very, very puzzling. I think they need a new manager. Fernando Santos's ideas are very, very stale, and he can't seem to get the best out of a star-studded lineup like, the Portuguese lineup. You're talking about the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo, Bruno Fernandes. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. They did start Mateus Nunes, new player. He's Brazilian born. They like to do these things. They like to give these Brazilian players caps. I wonder if these players could actually feature for Brazil. Maybe they're not good enough. I don't know. 23-year-old Mateus Nunes. And that was his 3rd or 4th cap. He started. So maybe that was a mistake. There's been a lot of selection issues as well, where he does play some weird teams though. Maybe a Renato Sanchez would have been a better player to start in this game. Maybe underestimated. Maybe a Ruben Neves should have been a better player. You see what I mean? You got João Cancelo on the bench and starting Nelson Semedo, Dallo on the bench. The dumb shit that Fernando Santos does. It's weird, man. It is weird. Seriously. It is absolutely the weirdest things he's been doing. Like, let's take a look at this. You see exactly what I'm talking about. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this kind of... What kind of 11 is this? You see what I'm saying? You playing Danilo as center back. What kind of... Listen, Portugal deserves to go through the playoffs. they deserve to go to the playoff. I won't be surprised if it happens either. Because Dragan Stojkovic and Serbia are not going to be playing around. Come, when is it? Sunday? They won't be playing around at all. Definitely won't be playing around. And that's another game set up, fight to the death, Stadium of Lights. And I am looking forward to that one big time. Look, 0-0, not much more to talk about. You got to give it to the Republic of Ireland. You could see Callum Robinson getting his man of the match trophy there. Nice trophy. But you got to be careful around kids with that trophy, bro. The trophy will shatter into a million pieces if you drop it. It will make, you know what I mean? And you don't get into any fights around that trophy, man. That could bust up somebody's head there. So, wow. I think Chile have hit the post there in the game between them and Paraguay. Very close. But, yeah, Portugal, man, it's a game you got to win. Republic of Ireland did give them a good run for their money where they won late 2-1 because of Ronaldo's heroics. But Ogbene, this player was bright on the day, man. It was really, really good on the day. And Portugal found it really hard to break down the Republic of Ireland. So, didn't watch the entire game, just a few pieces. Good result for Ireland. Pepe was sent off for an elbow on Danilo. Second yellow. And the thing is, they'll be without him against Serbia, which is, you know what I mean, not the most ideal situation. You see, they're already using Danilo at the back, and now they don't have Pepe. Look at, they did bring on Jose Font, but the defensive stocks, you have Ruben Diaz. This is, I don't get this. This is dumb. What is this guy doing? You have Ruben Diaz. You're playing Danilo as a center back. This doesn't make any sense, man. This doesn't make any sense. Portugal, they're setting themselves up for failure. Seriously. They are setting themselves up for failure big time, man. Big time. So, these are the only two teams alive in the group, with Luxembourg beating Azerbaijan on the day. I did predict Portugal to beat the Republic of Ireland. Let me share my prediction with you. 2-1. I did predict Luxembourg to beat Azerbaijan 2-0. And in that game, it ended 3-1 for Luxembourg. So 3-1 for Luxembourg. Let me just get that that game, share the results, the scores. So in this game, Telu Mutalimov was sent off for Azerbaijan in the 21st minute. Gerson Rodriguez scored in the 67th minute. Sebastian Till, like I predicted, scored in the 78th minute. Azer Salahi pulled one back in the 82nd, and Gerson Rodriguez again in the 91st minute. Those are the two star men for Luxembourg, and they're looking good. Maybe they challenge for a place for the 2026 World Cup. So good win for Luxembourg in a dead rubber. Serbia did beat Qatar 4-0. I predicted a 3-1 win for Serbia against the World Cup hosts. And as I mentioned last month, Qatar are just looking horrible, man. They're just looking horrible. Game by game, Felix Bas Sanchez got to be under some type of pressure. I know they're only warm-up games, but it's a clear indication that Qatar are not looking good going into next year's World Cup when it comes to playing against more quality oppositions. Yeah. You could bully the teams from Asia. You could compete in CONCACAF a bit there. You could, compete a little bit in CONMEBOL. But when you meet the better teams, you get blown out of the park. So, look, that's how Group A looks right now. With 2 matches left, Luxembourg, the Republic of Ireland, that's a dead rubber. But the main game will be Portugal versus Serbia, where if Serbia picks up any win against Portugal, Serbia qualifies directly for Qatar 2022. So we will know who makes it to Qatar come this Sunday, and we will know who goes into the playoffs to play next year. So Serbia are not going to lie down. Portugal, I don't know, man. I don't even know what to predict right about now. I don't know what to predict. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Seriously, Fernando Santos is doing nothing. Seriously, he don't know what he's doing. He don't know what he's doing. So, look, what are you guys saying in the chat right about now, man? Jake Hale, England won't have Declan Rice or Marcus Rashford. Yeah, I did see the article that Rice pulled out. Personal reasons. What else we got here? Big up to Marko Jovic in the house. How are you doing? Guys, make sure you smash up the thumbs up button. Marko Jovic is from Serbia. Thank you very much for tuning in. We need 6 more likes to get to 50. We'll definitely appreciate that. Big up to the boy Julian in the house. Ricky Grimshaw. The 3 kittens. England. Those are lions, by the way. So, yeah, man. Appreciate everybody who tuned in. Tanner Wilson in the house. What a disappointment for, what is that? Ireland? That's what you're talking about? Ireland? Is that an Ireland? Yeah, Ireland flag. Yeah, I know. They did horribly, though. Horribly in World Cup qualifiers. The last time I predicted Ireland not to make it in 2018, man, the Irish fans peppered me in the comments. I don't see them these days, though. Really don't see them these days. So we're going to move on to Group B, where it was a very interesting day of football in Group B. And I would actually like to line up every single player from the Swedish national team personally and slap them behind the back of the, slap them in the back of the head. Let me get it right. Because Sweden, you are jokers. Seriously. You should have been on 21 points right now. You should have never lost to Greece. And you should have never lost to Georgia. You would have been going into the game against Spain. You could have played a U team if you wanted. You would have qualified for the World Cup already. But nah, you want to play around. You want to bring in Zlatan. I know Zlatan's presence is good on paper. It looks good. Song's good. But from what I saw today, Zlatan probably was a reason you lost. Seriously. It was a nothing performance by Sweden. When they had the opportunities in front of goal, the way they executed the shots, and I was like, what is going on here? I know there was a goal line clearance and all, but Zlatan had a header. There was no flag. He barely put, I'm like, what's going on? Alexander Isak had a shot. It's like, what is going on here? And then Georgia goes up the other end and score 2. I'm dumbfounded. I'm lost for words. Sweden, it could be very costly, where you might actually have to go through to the playoffs again and maybe knock out a big team like you did in 2018. But you had it. You had it in your hands to qualify directly. Fucked up. Big time. Anyways, Spain are now on top of the group after their 1-0 win against Greece. Greece have now been eliminated officially from World Cup qualifiers. They can no longer make it. Georgia, playing sport there for Sweden, also cannot make it, not via the playoffs either, through the Nations League. And Kosovo, who recently sat their boss, played a friendly on the day, I think against Jordan, if I'm not mistaken, or Kuwait, or one of them teams. I think it's Jordan. They probably lost that game too. So, Spain versus Greece. I did predict Spain to beat Greece. I predicted a 2-1 win for Spain on the road. It ended up being a 1-0 win, courtesy of a penalty from Pablo Sarabia. Very dodgy penalty, if you ask me. But there was some contacts, you know what I mean? Inigo Martinez was impeded. Referee pointed to the spot, and the PSG man on loan, Sporting, stepped up to dispatch brilliantly. And Greece really fought hard. They really fought hard to come back in the game where they needed to win, but to no avail. They did score a goal that was chalked off because of offside. They did show some good signs, some promise, but Luis Enrique's men prevailed. You got to give it to Enrique, man. He's been experimenting a lot with his team, bringing in a lot of youngsters, giving a debut to Raul de Tomas, who looked bright. Rodrigo called back into the team. Gavi, has looked good. And he dropped Eric Garcia, which was a great thing. You know what I mean? Genius thing, actually. And they prevailed, and now they're on top of the group again. But I got to talk about this game. Sweden. But I have to take the time to say big up to the boy Kvaratskhelia, who has been tormenting teams in the World Cup qualifiers so far. Kvaratskhelia. I could remember when, I think that was Georgia versus Spain, when he scored first and did give Spain a scare. And he banged in a brace. Stunned Sweden. Because Sweden with a win here, you take a look at the group, they would have been in a good position. They would have gone up to 18 points, and all they needed to do was pick up a draw. A draw against Spain, which is definitely manageable. But now, you got to win. You got to win. It's a must-win game in Seville against Spain, and it's because of a brilliant performance on the day by Georgia. I didn't expect this. I expected a comfortable 3-0 win for Sweden. It turned out to be the opposite. Jan Anderson, bro, you gotta take some blame for this one. The Isaac Zlatan thing didn't work. It didn't work. Really didn't work. You gotta involve Dejan Kulusevski from the start in the next game. I think Zlatan has to be dropped. You gotta slap Zlatan. You gotta slap him. You gotta slap him, man. He didn't perform well. He had a couple free kicks, blasted them into nowhere. Obscurity. See what I'm saying? Something has to change in the game against Spain. Kulusevski, in my opinion, has to start. Play Kulusevski alongside Isaac. Have Zlatan could come off the bench, maybe. Maybe that's where they missed the trick. But the villains of Georgia prevailed and sent shockwaves up in Sweden. So fight to the death. Come this Sunday? Sunday, is it? Is it Sunday? Is it Sunday? Yep. Spain versus Sweden, 2:45 p.m. local time, New York time. Round 3. Fight. When I say round 3, it's like the final round, you know what I'm saying? Fight! But yeah, guys, what are you guys saying? What are you saying? Talk to me. Talk to me, man. Sweden blue-balled me. That's not a good thing, man. Blue balls is not a good thing. They screwed up hard. Have to beat Spain again. Yeah, they beat Spain already, but it's going to be a little bit more difficult on the road this time. Sweden's defense isn't good enough to compete with the best. Maybe there's some truth there. Maybe there's some truth. Stefan Muradali. Eric Garcia wasn't dropped, bro. He's injured, bro. He's dropped, bro. Eric Garcia's garbage. Dropped. Bro, I don't like Garcia, man. I don't like Garcia. Garcia is a waste, man. Seriously. Dennis Onan. The match is in Spain. It will be very tough for Sweden. Indeed. Gavi is a baller. Definitely is. So is Pedri. Match channel disgraceful from Sweden. Indeed, you can't lose to Georgia, man. You're not going to lose to Georgia. Any other team but not Georgia right now. But credit to Georgia. they up and coming. Dennis is saying hard to drop Zlatan. No, it's not. Greetings from Croatia, brother. Thank you very much, Marius. Appreciate you tuning in. Apparently, the OFC qualifiers will be held in Qatar. Yep. Already put out a video on that one already. You know, it's on the channel. Go check it out. So that's how this group looks right now. Won't spend forever talking about it, but we know how it stands. Spain are on top. Sweden a second. Georgia, pretty impressive, if you ask me. With that win, they're fourth behind Greece, and let's see what's coming up in Kosovo last. So Georgia are apparently done. That's it for Georgia and their World Cup qualifiers, guys. So they finish with a bang. Greece play Kosovo, and Spain play Sweden come this Sunday. So all the best to Spain and Sweden. Kosovo, Greece, they're out already. We're going to move on to Group C, guys. We got games coming up tomorrow in Group C. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to predict those games one time. You know what I mean? Why not? Why not? You see what I mean? Why not? Why not? Let's go. Italy, 14 points. Switzerland, 14 points. I got a very interesting prediction for you guys right now. Bulgaria, 8 points. Northern Ireland, 5 points. Lithuania, 3 points, right? Bulgaria, Northern Ireland, Lithuania all out. My prediction for the game between Northern Ireland and Lithuania is a 2-1 win for Northern Ireland at home. Bulgaria won't be playing tomorrow, which leaves us the game between Italy and Switzerland, a home game for Italy. Guys, I'm predicting a 1-1 draw here. I'm predicting a 1-1 draw. The last game between these two teams also ended in a draw. Italy, Switzerland, a 0-0 draw in Basel. I'm going for another draw here. I think it's going to be up in the air. 15 points apiece. Check the goal difference. Italy and Switzerland would be separated by a +2 goal difference. And they will go into the final game where Italy play Northern Ireland on the road and Switzerland will host Bulgaria. If both teams win, Italy would go through on goal difference. Well, according to how Switzerland might win better. You know what I mean? But who knows? Italy might just smash Northern Ireland, but Italy have not really been smashing teams lately, you know? Take a look at their last results. Italy, 5-0 against Lithuania. That's Lithuania, right? 0-0 against Switzerland. The 1-1 against Bulgaria is very worrying. Very, very worrying. See what I mean? Very worrying result. Very worrying. They did beat Northern Ireland 2-0 in the previous game. So they don't blow teams away unless you're Lithuania. You see what I mean? But that's how I think this one is going to be set up on the final day, which is Monday, where Northern Ireland play Italy and Switzerland will play Bulgaria. And whichever teams get the better result to get a better goal difference would go on to qualify for the World Cup. Italy do not want to go into the playoffs. PTSD all over again. And what if they actually go into the playoff and end up getting drawn against Sweden again if Sweden do go into the playoff? That'll be nuts. That'll be absolutely nuts. So I'm going for the game to end in a 1-1 draw between Italy and Switzerland. Let's see how it works out tomorrow. So we have Dennis Onan saying Italy will beat Switzerland. Won't be easy though. Match channel: Italy 2, Switzerland 0, Northern Ireland 3, Lithuania 1. And Northern Ireland 1, Italy 2, Switzerland 3, Bulgaria 1. Which means Italy will go on to qualify directly for the World Cup. In the game between Paraguay and Chile, it's still a goal. Well, 0-0, pardon me. And it's an hour from the time the Brazil match starts. So let's go. We got a lot to talk about still. We're doing well. An hour 29 minutes so far. Last night's stream was 4 hours, by the way. We won't be going for 4 hours today, though. I'm not gonna do that to myself today at all. Won't be doing that at all. So for those of you guys who love 4-hour streams, it's not happening today. Okay? Not happening. Not happen today at all. Anyways, let us keep it moving, though. Let us keep it moving. That's what I think would happen in Group C. And we're going to keep it going. And let's talk a bit about Group D. Not for long, though. Just talk about the standings. No games coming up tomorrow. France on top with 12 points. Ukraine did play a friendly today, I saw. They have 9 points. Finland have 8 points. Bosnia, 7. Kazakhstan, 3. So Kazakhstan won't be able to qualify. But Bosnia, Finland, and Ukraine are all alive still for that playoff spot. And even the top spot, because France isn't guaranteed the top spot. Because if they lose both their games, you know, Finland could leapfrog them. Finland, yes, could leapfrog them. And even Bosnia, if Bosnia win both their games and France lose both their games. So, yeah, that's a possibility, but I don't think it's going to happen. So, I did touch on this group in depth last night, but not going to go in depth. We'll talk a bit about it some more tomorrow. Group E, the same, where Belgium, 16 points. They're poised to qualify. The Czech Republic, I did see they play a friendly today. 11 points. They will go into the playoff via the Nations League, even if they come outside of the top 2. Wales, even though they're third, they will get a Nations League playoff spot. They have 11 points. Estonia and Belarus are out. So they talked about this one yesterday as well, so you could go back and watch over that live stream. There are chapter markers and timestamps for you to go and find exactly where you want to be. So, which brings us to Group F. Group F. We have games coming up in Group F tomorrow, so I'll be making predictions for those games. Denmark already qualified. Their game coming up against Faroe Islands. I'm predicting a 2-0 win. I think Denmark, even though they're qualified already, they're going to put out a good enough team to keep their record intact. I think they would want to preserve their flawless record, win the game, don't concede a goal, and, you know, just finishing off the things clinically. I don't think they'll be complacent, and you know, there's FIFA rankings and things at stake here. So don't think they want to mess up their record here. But they will rotate. I think they will put out a rotated squad, not at their strongest, but still should be good enough to get a 2-0 win over the Faroe Islands. Then the game between Moldova and Scotland here. Scotland, 17 points. A win would put them into the playoffs for sure. A draw would give Israel a sniff. But I don't think Scotland are going to lose to Moldova at all. So I think Scotland are going to beat Moldova 2-0. If they do lose to Moldova and Israel beat Austria, then Israel will go up to 16 points. And then you would have Scotland with their final game. Let me just make sure I get this right. Would play Denmark. And if Scotland lose again, Scotland would finish things off. Well, if let's say they draw against Moldova, 18 points, and lose to Denmark, and Israel win both their games, then Israel, you know what I mean, gets the spot into the playoffs. Don't think that's going to happen, but you never know. Israel play Faroe Islands and Austria, teams that they've beaten already. So, look, Israel against Austria 5-2, and Israel against Faroe Islands 4-0. So, Scotland, you don't want to mess up here. You don't want to pull a Sweden and drop points here. You know what I'm saying? You want to get all 3 points against Moldova. What happened against Scotland when they played Moldova earlier? So Scotland versus Moldova earlier. 1-0 win. Narrow win. So it's not going to be easy, and they're going to be on the road this time around. There could be a twist in this group, but I'm not going for the twist. I think Scotland are going to breeze with a 2-0 win. Austria and Israel, I think it's going to end in a 2-2 draw, which would end Israel's hopes of qualifying for the World Cup. But interestingly, Israel are still alive. Not Israel. Austria are still alive because they do have a playoff spot via the Nations League route, and they're going to go into the back door to the playoffs and see if they could actually qualify for the World Cup. I think they haven't been at the World Cup since 1998, and only Denmark have been to the World Cup recently from this group. Scotland, 98, Israel, way back in the day. Can't remember the date, but they qualified before. Austria, 1998. Faroe Islands never qualified. Moldova never qualified. So congrats to Denmark again for qualifying to the World Cup already. And good luck to Israel, Austria, and Scotland, who are still alive as of today. Which brings us to Group G. Didn't have games from Group G today, but the Netherlands lead the charge with 19 points, Norway with 17, Turkey with 15, all still alive. Montenegro is pretty much out, Latvia out, Gibraltar out. Did discuss this group in depth yesterday, so if you want more and you did not watch yesterday's live stream, go check it out. That's your homework. Go check it out. Gonna move on. Big group where there's a showdown on Sunday between Croatia and Russia. There's a showdown. Both teams won big today. Big wins today. Big wins. Let's get into these fixtures. So Slovakia, Slovenia played to a 2-2 draw. I did predict a draw between these two teams today. I did predict Russia to beat Cyprus. I did predict Croatia to beat Malta. So that's pretty much, easy predictions. Malta, Cyprus out. Slovenia, Slovakia out. Only Croatia and Russia are still in contention for Qatar 2022. It's just a matter of who would go into the playoffs and who would qualify directly. The ball is in Croatia's court because they play at home where they need to win against Russia. Russia just needs a draw. They're capable of getting that. But Croatia, advantage Croatia because they will be at home in Split. So let's just take a look at the fixtures. Big wins, man. 6-0 win for Russia over Cyprus. And a big dirty 7-1 win for Croatia over Malta. God damn. When I saw the score, I wasn't watching the game, by the way. But when I saw the scoreline, I was like, geez. Like, Croatia, ease up, bro. Ease up. It's not going to come down to goal difference, bro. Just ease up. Oh, man. So Croatia 7, Malta 1. Croatian players scored all the goals as Marcelo Brozovic scored an own goal in the 31st minute for Malta. But Perisic in the 6th minute, Duje Chaletasa in the 22nd minute, Mario Pasalic in the 39th, Luka Modric in the 45th minute, Rovro Maya 47th minute, and Andrej Kramaric in the 53rd, and Lovro Maya again in the 64th to give Croatia a huge 7-1 victory. Dominant performance. 20 shots at goal, 12 on target, compared to 2 shots for Malta, none on target. 68% of the ball for Hrvatska, for Vatreni, and they set things up very nicely against the 2018 World Cup hosts, Russia. Where for Russia, they did beat Cyprus 6-0. Alexander Yarokin in the 4th minute. We had goals from Fyodor Smolov in the 55th. Andrei Mostovoy in the 56th. Alexei Sutumin in the 62nd. Anton Zobolotny in the 81st. And Alexander Yarokin again in the 87th. Cyprus put to the sword. 22 shots at goal, 13 on target, 61% of the ball for Russia compared to 7 shots at goal for Cyprus, 1 on target, 39% of the ball. That's what you call a demolition act here in Group H. So, yeah, man. Yeah. It set things up nicely where Slovakia did draw 2-2 with Slovenia. You know what I mean? We really need to get too deep into that one. But just for formality's sake, Miha Zajc in the 18th minute. Andre Duda in the 58th minute from the penalty spot after Miha Blažić was sent off in the 57th. Then Miha, there's a lot of Mihas in this Slovenian team. Miha Mevlja in the 62nd and David Strelec in the 74th for Slovakia, an equalizer there. Dominant performance by Slovakia, 21 shots, 6 on target, 65% of the ball, compared to 5 shots and goal for Slovenia, 3 on target, and Stefan Tarkovic and Matthias Kek's team bow out of World Cup qualifiers with a draw there. They do play again. As you guys could see, Slovenia play Cyprus, Slovakia play Malta. They both should win those games. But the big talking point should be Croatia versus Russia in Split. I would love to see Croatia win the game, but I have a sneaky feeling that they're going to draw. And Russia going to take the direct spot. And Croatia is going to do it the hard way and go through to the playoffs. Want to give their fans a heart attack there. But they might just win the game, though. They might just win the game. But my prediction was Russia to go through directly. And I might just stick to it. Should I stick to it? Or should I just say Croatia win? I don't know, man. It's good to stick to the original plan. So, all the best to Croatia. All the best to Russia. Croatia, you don't want to play with the playoffs this time around. You should take it directly and let Russia deal with the playoff situation. You see what I mean? So that's what's happening in Group H, and that's the review of the games that were played today, which brings us to Group I. We got matches coming up in Group I tomorrow, and I have predictions for these games. And we have games to review from Group J that happened today. A lot of goals. I know you guys like goals, right? Everybody loves goals, man. It's all about goals. All about goals. Every time it's about goals, 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 goals. So, England on top of the group with 20 points. Poland second with 17. Albania third with 15. And Hungary with 11 points. Pretty much out of it. They cannot surpass Poland on goal difference. No way, Jose. It's not happening. So it's Albania and Poland for the playoff spot. England could get dragged into it as well if they mess up, but pretty sure England would do the business. Whereas, you know what I mean, they will beat San Marino. So I think they will beat San Marino. I know they will beat San Marino. So my predictions for the games that's coming up tomorrow. Let's take a look at the games that's coming up tomorrow real quick. Let me give you my predictions here. Then I'll take a look at the chat pretty soon. So, Andorra versus Poland. I'm going for a 7-0 win for Poland. Lewandowski, maybe a hat-trick, maybe not. Last time when they battered San Marino, he didn't score. Which was weird, right? But it is what it is. Let's see what he does this time around against Andorra. I'm going for 7-0 though. Matty Cash would make his debut, I think. The Englishman for Poland. Aston Villa man, naturalized Polish citizen now. Well, he just got his Polish passport, I should say. Hungary versus San Marino. I'm going for 4-0 win for the Hungarians at home in Budapest. And England versus Albania. I'm going for them to avert disaster and defeat the Albanians 3-1. Maybe Armando Broja with a goal, but England should handle business there 3-1. Maybe a goal from Raheem Sterling, Harry Kane, maybe Harry Maguire with a header. You know what I mean? So yeah. Oh, who knows? Maybe not a scorer, whatever. But I think England should manage Albania. But you know, you can't trust England, man. You can't trust them. Can't trust them. But that's how I think it would go in Group I tomorrow. And how would it reflect the standings? England would go up to 23 points, which would almost guarantee them a place, but not yet. But yeah, they will guarantee them a place once they beat Albania. Then they'll play against San Marino, where they beat San Marino. I think England will get at least 24 points. And that'll be enough for a direct spot into Qatar. So Poland, I think they'll get the playoff spot, where if Albania do lose to England and Poland win against Andorra, which I think they will do, then yeah, they will go up to 20 points. Won't be catchable. But let's say they drop points against Albania and against Andorra, and Albania gets something against, you know, against England, then it would set things up very nicely on the final day, where you could see, well, here Poland would play Hungary. That could go anyway, and Albania would be the favorites here against an Andorra. So Poland do not want to mess up against Andorra, because against Hungary, it's not guaranteed that they're going to win the game. You see what I mean? So that's my thoughts on Group I, which brings us to Group J, where we had games today. Germany already qualified, but I got to give it to North Macedonia, man. Absolutely blown away Armenia to shreds. And if you check the game between Armenia and North Macedonia earlier, it ended in a 0-0 draw. Armenia has been very impressive, but I don't know what happened, man. I really don't know what happened in their last few games there. They got battered by Germany, and they got let's go back to the Armenia. Where's the Armenia-Germany game? Armenia-Germany. They recently played against no, that was North Macedonia there. 4-0 loss. And where's the Armenia-Germany? Yep, 6-0. Battered by Germany. And they got destroyed by North Macedonia, 5-0. These are the results from today. Absolutely ridiculous score lines there. Germany 9, Liechtenstein 0, Romania 0, Iceland 0. Was a very, very interesting result that, you know, put North Macedonia in a really good position. I predicted Romania to beat Iceland, and I predicted a draw between North Macedonia and Armenia. I predicted a 5-0 win for Germany. It ended in a 9-0 win. God damn, Hansi Flick and Germany. So, look, let's just, you know, talk a bit about these results. And then we're going to go on to CONCACAF. Over in CONMEBOL, Paraguay and Chile are 0-0. It's coming up to the halftime break. So Chile have been resurgent lately. I did predict them to win the game. Let's see if they do go on to win it. They have games between Brazil, Colombia coming up, Uruguay versus Argentina tomorrow, and Bolivia versus Peru a bit later. So, yeah, man. Yeah. All right, so let me just get this game. North Macedonia 5, Armenia 0. Alexander Trokowski in the 22nd minute. Then you had Ines Body scoring a hat-trick in the 36th from the penalty spot in the 66th. And in the 90th minute. And Milan Rustovski in the 79th. So quality performance by North Macedonia. And it's quite disappointing what happened to Armenia, as they really showed some promise there. So Coach Milevski, Blagoya Milevski, doing a great job with the North Macedonian team, or as the Macedonians like to say, Macedonian team. Doing a great job, and it's too bad that Goran Pandev has retired already, though. But they do have some quality in their team, and they could be looking at the playoff spot on the final match there. I need to plug in my my phone. My phone is dying. I have the game playing on the phone over there, the Paraguay-Chile game. I'd like to take the time to big up to everybody in the chat right now. Make sure you guys smash up the thumbs up button for the live stream. Thanks for tuning in to another one. This is World Cup Qualifiers Daily with your boy Dominic Rich, episode 21. So, quality stuff by North Macedonia. Romania 0, Iceland 0. Romania, the dominant of the two teams, with 23 shots at goal, 7 on target, 64% of the ball. Iceland could only muster 8 with 1 on target, 36% of the ball. So good result in terms of, for Iceland, but not in terms of the World Cup qualifiers hope, where they could no longer qualify for the World Cup. But they did Macedonia a great favor there, because if Romania had won, they would have been above North Macedonia. But it's North Macedonia in second, Romania in third, still alive. Armenia pretty much out of it with a -8 goal difference. So Armenia, Iceland, Liechtenstein are out. Look, for North Macedonia, the final game will be against Iceland at home. And that's very favorable. Very favorable for North Macedonia to pick up a win. They pick up a win, it will be job done. Job done. For Romania, let's talk Romania before we get to Germany. Germany have already qualified. For Romania, it's also a very good game for them. They're playing Liechtenstein. I'm pretty sure they're going to beat Liechtenstein. Pretty sure they did beat them 2-0 on the first game, in the first match. They're going to beat them again, right? So they would need for Iceland to do them a favor. They would need Iceland to do them a favor and pick points off North Macedonia. But I have a feeling that North Macedonia are not going to give up this great opportunity. They're not going to give up the great opportunity to get into the playoffs for the first ever time in their history. So it's going to set up really nice, and that's also on the 14th. So that's brilliant, man. Brilliant Sunday. We call it Super Sunday, a mega Sunday coming up, man. Awesome stuff. And that would do it for Europe. And the wrap up there, you could see the group with Qatar. You go down the game today. Serbia 4, Qatar 0. Qatar has been getting battered. Lukic in the 45th minute. Jovic 51st, Vlahovic 53rd, Sergej Milinkovic-Savic in the 83rd, and if you check the lineup, his brother was in goal. So Dragan Stojkovic has been doing a great job with the team, and they will play Portugal on the final match day, where they need a win to make it directly. A draw would only get them a spot into the playoffs. So big up to everybody in the stream, man. Thanks for tuning in, as I mentioned. And don't forget to like the video. The comprehensive roundup with your boy Dom. Predictions for the games coming up tomorrow. And just keeping tabs on what's going on in terms of World Cup qualifiers. So that's all the games I played today, predicted as well. And it brings us to the final confederation that I haven't touched on yet. And that's the CONCACAF Confederation. So we are going to talk CONCACAF, and usually with CONCACAF, guys, I do put out a separate video, but to be completely honest, man, I've been tired, man. I've been really tired. Big up to my boy MW Choli as well in the house. Cole of Century, thank you very much for the $4.99 super chat. It says, I keep thinking basketball when I hear Lithuania. I forget they suck at soccer. Yeah, Lithuania, man. I haven't followed them in terms of basketball, but I know, I have, run into an article before, run into a few things of them in the basketball, their prowess in the sport of basketball. I don't watch basketball, by the way. I used to when there's a playoff season, but I can't keep up with all these sports. I watch a little cricket here and there. That's about it. But it's mainly football these days, man. So thanks again, Cole, for the super chat. Do appreciate that, man. Do appreciate that. Guys, before we get into CONCACAF, man, if you have anything else to add, please let me know. And Matt's channel is saying he's going to the game tomorrow. Make sure you enjoy that for you and I both. Football for a fun fact. The fastest goal scored in UEFA World Cup qualifying history was from San Marino in 1993 versus England. It took 8.3 seconds. Goal by Davide Gualtieri. His name almost spelled goal too. So, Tanner Wilson, Albania made this group interesting, but that loss to Poland was painful for their playoff hopes. What else we got here? Big up to the boy Niger, LFC TV. Poland to play in the playoffs. Big up to Burak Chan in the house. Placeholder. Ricky Grimshaw. Everybody in here. Stefan Muradali. Chile are in trouble. Chile, it's 0-0, right? It's 0-0. 0-0. So, Ricky Grimshaw saying North Macedonia to the playoffs, but will get battered in the playoffs. Not necessarily, you know. Remember, they did beat Germany. So, and that's, you know, that could be a reward for beating Germany under Joachim Löw as well. So, I hope they do get a good draw. That will give them a good chance. So, Harry Jameson is saying, I think Iceland are the first 2018 World Cup team to be eliminated in 2022. You're on to something there. You're on to something. I'm not going to bust my brain, though, but you're on to something. Definitely on to something. And you could be right. Could definitely be right. So, what else we got, man? What else we got? Big up to Legend MK. Coming in with a nice, colorful display picture there. And what else we got? Feeling very happy after that 5-0 battering of Armenia. So, you're from Macedonia. Okay. All right. Going to a soccer bar in town for US and Mexico. Might be packed. Make sure you protect yourself from coronavirus as well. Sydney football. Saudi players should get Oscars for last night's game. Absolute disgraces. I didn't watch the game, though. I didn't watch the game. Didn't watch it. But guys, let's talk a bit about CONCACAF. Let's talk a bit about CONCACAF, man. Let's go. Let's talk a bit about CONCACAF, all right? Let's talk CONCACAF, all right? Let's do that. Let's do that. Imagine we're going up to 2 hours and I didn't even share any news articles with you. Imagine if I had shared news articles. Would have been here for 3 hours, 5, 10 hours. I do have some things to share, but not today, though. Not today. Those would have to wait. I do have a lot of things that I wanted to look at, some squads and all, but you know, don't want to waste time. Want to waste time, man. So we're in the final round where 8 teams remain. Canada, Costa Rica, El Salvador, Honduras, USA, Panama, Mexico, and Jamaica. So this is what the table looks like. Before we get into the table, let's take a recap of what happened in October. So let's go back to October here really quick. October. So there were 3 match days in October. USA 2, Jamaica 0, Honduras 0, Costa Rica 0. Mexico 1, Canada 1. Great result for Canada there. El Salvador 1, Panama 1. Wow, what a result for El Salvador. Jamaica 0, Canada 0. Great result for Jamaica. Panama 1, USA 0. Ooh, bounce back for Panama. Costa Rica 2, El Salvador 1, Mexico 3, Honduras 0. USA 2, Costa Rica 1. That was a come-from-behind victory for USA. Costa Rica's players a bit too slow, a bit too tired to keep up with the youth and vigor of USA. Canada destroyed Panama. Honduras lost to Jamaica on home soil. That one was a shocker. And Mexico got the better of El Salvador. So after those games, Honduras manager Fabian Coito got the sack. Hernan Dario Gomez got appointed as their new manager. And Theodore Whitmore holds on to his job for yet another international break where, you know, he's been picking up some good results. Which brings us to the table, the hex, the octagonal table, not the hex, pardon me. And this is how the hex, this is how the octagonal looks. It's 8, not 6. Mexico on top with 14 points. USA second with 11 points. Canada third with 10 points. Panama right behind in the playoff spot with 4 points. Costa Rica and Honduras 6 points. Jamaica with their first win on the up with 6th place. El Salvador 7th with 5 points as well. Jamaica with a better goal difference. And Honduras at the bottom. Can't believe I'm saying this. With 3 points. A lot of work to do for Honduras. So, guys, what we're going to be doing right now, I'm going to let you know my predictions for the match day 7 matches that's coming up. So, let's get to those games and I'll share my brief thoughts and we'll move on. It's kind of weird talking about these games after a whole month of not really talking about these matches, but we got to get up to speed again. So, Friday, November 12th, Honduras versus Panama. Honduras versus Panama here. For this game, guys, I'm going to keep it short. Won't, bore you in terms of prediction. I think it's going to be a 1-1 draw here. Central American nations. Hernan Dario Gomez coming up against his old side that he took to the 2018 World Cup in Panama. Thomas Christensen in charge of the Panamanian team. They have been a bit inconsistent lately, though. They have been really inconsistent. Beat the USA, and then they lost to El Salvador, and you know what I'm saying? And then they got battered by Canada. So they started well, and it's just been very inconsistent stuff by the Panamanian national team, where in September I had so many praises for Panama, where I was saying they, in terms of the power rankings, they're number one. You see what I'm saying? They're number one in terms of the power rankings, but seems like a bit of inconsistency is beginning to creep back into their game, where just after the World Cup back in 2018, 2019, I saw a little bit of regression from the Panamanian team, and we see that creeping into their game again. But that was an impressive showing against the USA, where I think the USA was very bad on the day, and not that Panama were really, really great. It's just that Greg Berhalter kind of got his 11 wrong. I don't know if he was actually prepping for the Costa Rica game at home, but he messed up with the 11 there, and Panama got the better of the USA there. But I think Honduras needs a result here. Hernan Dario Gomez, his first match in charge, he's gonna pass his philosophy on to the guys, and I think they're gonna get a point. I really think they're gonna get a point from this game, if you ask me. If they don't, well, Honduras would be in further trouble. If Panama do pick up 3 points, it would put them in a very, very, very good position on 11 points, where, look, the USA are playing Mexico. If points dropped by the USA in that game, you could see Panama, rubbing shoulders in the direct qualification spots again. So, look, won't want to be super, super long. Usually when I do these, I do go into head-to-head and things like that, and the last time the teams played. But just for the week 7, the match day 7 fixtures, I won't be doing that. Just want to put it out there. Not gonna do it. Ain't got the time, guys. You know what I mean? Really, really strapped for time. El Salvador versus Jamaica. We know in the past, Jamaica never really traveled well to Central America, but it seems like things are changing. They didn't look too bad when they went to Mexico, and they went to Costa Rica. They got a draw, a game that I think they should have won, and they went to Honduras, and against all odds, Jamaica got a win. So they had a really, really good October, where they picked up 4 points to add to the 1 point they picked up in September against Costa Rica. So the key for Jamaica, where they have Leon Bailey back in the team, you see what I'm saying? They would need to continue this good form. Don't switch things up too much in terms of involving too many of the British born players, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. It's not a thing where I want some type of separation in the team, but from what I saw, from my analysis of the Jamaican team, they've been playing a lot better with that core players that's been coming through the ranks over the last couple years. Andre Blake, you know what I'm saying? Even a Javon Watson, who's been brought back into the team. I like what Anthony Grant has done. He's based in England, but still, he's looked good. I don't want them to do what they did against Panama, where they rotated and it was too English-based players heavy, in my opinion. I think, El Salvador under a lot of pressure here after their results during the October international break, and they need to respond. They really, really need a response here. I see that, look, they played a friendly against Bolivia, and then I wasn't aware of that a few days ago. They lost that game. They lost to Mexico. They lost to Costa Rica. They did beat Panama. So, a poor October break. And I have a good feeling. I really have a good feeling about this Jamaican team after what I saw from them against Costa Rica, against Mexico, even though they lost, against Canada, and especially against Honduras. I think Jamaica wins this game. I think Jamaica wins this game 2-1. They will concede a goal, but I think Jamaica wins the game. They have been getting opportunity, a lot of opportunities in front of goal in most of the games they play. They just need Andre Blake on point, as he usually is, and the rest would be history. So I'm going to go for the Reggae Boys here. Mikel Antonio back in the team, Leon Bailey back in the team, Shaman Nicholson, Corey Burke back, Junior Flemings, Bobby. They look good on paper, They look good on paper. It's just up to them to execute. Javon Watson with 85 caps there. I think they got to play him. He has been, I think, one of the best things Tapa Whitmore has done. I know there was a lot of criticism when he was called back in. He's now 38 years old. But I think he has made a huge difference to the Jamaican midfield. And he even, plays in the defense when needed. Mariappa deserves a lot of credit as well. He has been a mainstay in the team. Kimal Lawrence, as we know. And the last game there, O'Neal Fisher had a quality match. So, look, man, I'm going for Jamaica to win the game 2-1. Sorry, El Salvador, but you would need to put on a clinic, in my opinion, if you're going to get something from this game. Because, look, the Jamaicans are in a desperate position right now, back against the wall stuff. And a win here would put Jamaica in a really nice spot. Because look at the table right now, right? Before I get into the other game here, look at the table. Look at the table. Jamaica wins this. They go up to 8 points. 8 points. For Panama, I'm predicting them to get a point against Honduras. Honduras will go up to 4. Panama would go up to 9 points. But Jamaica would be right there and about. 8 points, that's healthy. That is healthy, because if the USA fails to beat Mexico, they're only 3 points behind the USA. You see what I mean? If Canada get a point or fail to get anything against, in their game that they have coming up against Costa Rica, Jamaica right there. So, excuse me. So it proves that all you need is results. Results will keep you alive here. These losses are not going to cut it. And Jamaica has already suffered 3 losses. So 2-1 for Jamaica against El Salvador. 1-1 Panama against Honduras. So let's continue with these predictions here. Let's go. Costa Rica. No, that's the wrong one. Canada versus Costa Rica. Canada versus Costa Rica. Home game for Canada. Look, not the best time to be in Canada. It's not super cold right now, but it's not hot. It ain't hot right now, you know what I mean? So Costa Rica has not been playing well. I have not been impressed with Costa Rica thus far. They're fifth. The team looks very slow, lacking imagination. They're not fit. And I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know about this Costa Rican team right now under Luis Fernando Suarez right now. I don't know. He's under a lot of pressure. He is under a lot of pressure. They did not have a good October at all. The loss to the USA. The draw against Costa Rica. They did beat El Salvador. An okay October, but, you know, to their standards, gotta be better. September wasn't good either, where they only picked up 2 points. So they need to mirror what they did in October, where it wasn't the best, but still better than what they did in September, or they need to, you know, pick up 2 wins. And it's going to be very, very, very difficult for them to do, where they play Canada on the road and they host Honduras, where it's going to be a very, very tough game against Honduras, fellow Central American nation there. Look, I've been impressed with what I've seen from John Herdman's Canadian team. They've been one of the most impressive teams. They've taken a very pragmatic approach, which is a very, very wise thing to do when they see that the situation, you know, needs to a more reserved approach. Like when they went to Jamaica, they played according to conditions. They got a 0-0 draw. That's a big result for them. But when they were at home, they really stomped their authority on Panama, winning 4-1. They went to Mexico and they got a point. You see what I'm saying? So Canada, they deserve a lot of praises. And I do believe that Canada will make it directly to the World Cup. Alphonso Davies said that his Bayern Munich teammates always tease him about the fact that he plays for Canada. And he wants to actually prove them wrong and come up against some of them during the 2022 World Cup. And I think that they will be there. I think Canada are taking a direct spot at the 2022 World Cup. And with that being said, I'm going for them to beat Costa Rica 3-1. This Canadian team is fast. They're clinical. They mean business. And they have good heads on their shoulders as well. You have Jonathan David and Alphonso Davies, Kyle Larin, Boyan back in the team, Atiba Hutchinson in the midfield, along with Steven Estacio. Oh man. Richie Larea and Sam Adukudbe running up and down the flanks. These guys, listen, these guys are nice, man. And the defense is very, very solid. You could bring in Alistair Johnson as well. Listen, the team looks good. The team looks good. The fact that I know the Canadian players and all means that the team looks good. 3-1 to Canada. 3-1, my final prediction. Which brings us to the big game. The big dirty game coming up tomorrow between the USA and Mexico. The USA have already gotten the better of Mexico twice this year in finals, the Nations League final and the CONCACAF Gold Cup final. Could they get the better of Mexico again on US soil? Could they do it? Could they do it? Could they do it? To be honest, man, I don't know what Greg Berhalter is going to do. I don't know. Honestly, I'm just keeping it real. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know what they're going to do. They play Mexico, and then they got Jamaica. I don't know what they're going to I don't know what they're going to do. To just keep it 100%, Greg Berhalter is a very, very difficult man to predict. Very, very difficult. I don't know who he's going to start. He's called up a few new guys. I see he called up Joe Scally, 18-year-old Borussia Mönchengladbach defender. He had a good game where they beat Bayern, and there he goes, calling him up into the team, right? You deserve a call up when you play well, but I don't know. It might be a little too premature if you ask me. That's just my opinion, though. You see what I mean? No, what you call it there? The big defender there from Wolfsburg, John Anthony Brooks, might be injured. Not 100% sure what's going on with him, but pretty young team. Chris Richards, Miles Robinson might be at the back against Mexico. Could be Mark McKenzie. Sergino Dest is injured. Barcelona man who was impressive against Costa Rica. I don't know. I really don't know what Greg is going to do, man. Don't know he's going to put in midfield, whether it's going to be Weston McKennie, Tyler Adams, Yunus Musa, Gianluca Bosio, whether he's going to go in with Kellyn Acosta or Sebastian Lletget. Don't know. Christian Roldan, he likes Roldan. I don't know what he's going to do. Christian Pulisic back in the fold. I think Christian Pulisic should have just stayed his ass at Chelsea, if you ask me, because to be completely honest, the man is made of glass or paper, whichever one you want to use. He should be resting. Seriously, it's going to be some intense games against Jamaica and against Mexico, and he might just get injured again. I don't want that to happen, but, you know, let's see what Ricardo Pepi does. He's Mexican, basically, Mexican-American, and let's see what he does against Mexico. Jesus Ferreira was called up as well. Brendan Aronson have looked good. So, Tim Weah as well. Nozades, you know what I'm saying? So, it's very unpredictable what Greg Berhalter is going to do. It's hard to write the USA off, though, seeing what they've been doing against Mexico. But this game will end in 90 minutes. There won't be any extra time, you know what I mean? No penalties or anything. And for Mexico, Tata Martino, he got to respond. He got to get a response from his players, here. Where the Mexican team are a lot stronger than it was during the Nations League. Nations League team was decent, but the Gold Cup team, it was second string teams in the Gold Cup. But with the likes, you know, of Raul Jimenez back in the fold, a lot of experience. Jesus Corona, Hervin Lozano, Funes Mori, maybe you don't want to mention him too much, but his presence is there. A lot of experience. Guardado, Alvarez, Hector Herrera in the midfield. Good backup. In Roberto Alvarado, he's been in good form. Erbelin Pineda as well. These guys have been in good form. The defense, though, the defense. Mexican defense has to stay switched on. And that is something that they haven't really, they've been a bit so-so, if you ask me. They've been a bit so-so and they need to step their game up. Guillermo Ochoa is having way too much to do in these matches, in my opinion. But I do think this might be a prediction you guys are not expecting. But I have a feeling Mexico are going to win this game. I'm going to go for Mexico to win the match 2-1. I might be wrong, but that's just my gut feeling. And I think they're going to beat the USA. I just don't trust Greg Berhalter. I just don't trust his selection policies, and I think they're going to struggle against this resurgent Mexican team who's been getting better and better with the games. Even though they've been dropping points here and there, they're still unbeaten in the octagonal. Let's go back down to the table. According to my predictions, Mexico would go up to 17 points, which would basically put them into Qatar with the games that they have remaining. And the USA will be on 11 points if my prediction actually, happens. Canada would leapfrog the USA and go up to 13 points. Canada will be second. The USA will be third, still on 11 points, where I'm predicting Panama to draw their game to Honduras. So Panama will be on 9 points, which will take Panama, keep Panama in fourth. I'm predicting Jamaica to win their game, which would put Jamaica ahead of Costa Rica, who I'm predicting to lose. And Jamaica will go up to 5th. Honduras will stay in 8th, and El Salvador will stay in 7th. So that's my predictions there. Let's see what happens. My predictions have been pretty much on point in terms of the World Cup qualifiers, because I've been doing this ever since World Cup qualifiers started. So I'm basically in tune with what's going on in terms of international football, right? You could say that. You could say that. You know what I was thinking? I was thinking to myself there. I was saying, what if I'm not giving myself enough credit for what I'm doing here? You see what I mean? What if I'm not giving myself enough credit and I'm here doing something so great, but I'm thinking to myself, yeah, I'm just talking World Cup qualifiers. What if you see what I'm saying? What if I'm doing something so great? Because when you look at the amount of content that I've put out for the World Cup qualifiers, I don't think anyone else have done the amount of content and given the amount of information for World Cup qualifiers for 2022 Qatar. Guys, I might just be the GOAT. Who am I kidding, man? I'm just messing around. But I might just be the GOAT. All I need to do is just cut a few holes right here and grow up my horns, man. You see what I'm saying? Might just be the GOAT. In terms of the work put in, though. In terms of the work and the information shared. Might just be the GOAT. If you think I'm the GOAT, just let me know in the chat. Let the people speak. If you don't think I'm the GOAT, you could also say you're not the GOAT, damn. You're not the GOAT. Chill. Chill up. But guys, 2 hours, 21 minutes. Think I've done a great job today. Going through all these games. 7 minutes until the Brazil match. Chile are leading Paraguay a goal to nil on the road. I did predict Chile to win their game. And in terms of the other predictions for CONMEBOL, where I'll talk about CONMEBOL tomorrow, I did predict Brazil to beat Colombia 2-1, Chile to beat Paraguay 1-0, Ecuador to beat Venezuela 2-1. Ecuador did beat Venezuela a goal to nil. Peru and Bolivia to draw 1-1. And tomorrow, where Messi could be fit for Argentina, I did read that he practiced without pain. Argentina to beat Uruguay 2-1 there. So, yeah, man. Big up to Ricky, man. Thanks for tuning in. Ricky, it's about what? After midnight over in England. Thanks for tuning in, bro. Appreciate everybody who tuned into the stream today, man. Guys, if you haven't yet liked the video, make sure you do so. I have to actually prep. Big up to Moderate Mapper as well. I have to prep for the live stream tomorrow and figure out when I'm going to do the live stream, because I want to do a live stream tomorrow. I think it might end up being the same time. Tomorrow. And I got to get to work. Episode 22. I got to get to work where I'll talk about the games that I predicted. And I'll predict the matches that's coming up on Saturday. All the live streams will be action-packed. We'll have, a lot of things to talk about every day. A lot of permutations. And on Sunday, we'll get some more definite. Tonight, we might get another team. Brazil, with a draw or a win, would qualify for Qatar. So, later tonight, I might actually make a video congratulating Brazil. That would be pretty easy to do because Brazil, they just walk qualifiers. They just show up and walk around and say, yeah, man, this is easy. So, big up to everybody who joined. Make sure you join tomorrow. I will be scheduling a live stream when I figure out the slot. I will be scheduling something for tomorrow. Make sure you tune in, put on your notifications, Big up to everybody who tuned in today. Make sure you like up the video. If you're in here right now and you haven't yet liked the video, make sure you do so, okay? Big up to the boy Adam the Great. Congratulations to Croatia on that big 7-1 victory over Malta. He says, hey everyone, just got back from work. Had a couple of beers. Won't be long here. Have to wake up early. Today was a great day of football. So many goals. Yeah, Adam, we're about to get on out of here though. We're about to get on out of here. And yeah, man. Yeah, Chelsea fan Adam in the house. Guys, thanks. 2.5 hours. I think it's another solid episode. Last night was 4 hours. But, you know, pretty good roundup of the games and predictions and things like that. So, yeah. So, for anybody, until my next vid. Thanks for the continued support. Until next time. Peace out. Rich. Squad. Peace.